Now let's talk about inducting trustees for success. Now, most trustees report that they receive no induction at all, let alone an induction that's going to set them up to really excel in their roles. So here are a few principles. This is an absolutely unique opportunity to set expectations. It's this point when people are coming into their trustee roles, they're at a learning point, they're interested, they're passionate, they're engaged. If you just let them get on with it, they might set down completely the wrong track. So this is a chance to tell them about the organisation, to help them understand the role, to tell them what's expected of them. Now, although I've got some suggestions for what you might include in your induction, do ask people what they need. Don't assume that you know. And don't just ask them at the beginning when they might not really know. Ask them 6 months in. Are there things that you still like to know about us? Do you still have development needs? That's when they're most likely to know. Think of induction as being for at least 12, if not 12, at least 6, if not 12 months. And of course, you're going to be really sensitive to the time commitment of your trustees, their volunteers. You're not going to say, oh, let's have a week long 9 to 5 induction. It's not going to happen. It's got to be realistic. So here are some of the things that you might include in induction. You can buddy new trustees up with existing trustees. Make sure that you tell them what's expected of them. So you might say, oh, perhaps you'd like to meet for a cup of tea before each meeting or after each meeting. Think about training. So training can be quite loosely defined. It might be external formal training with organisations like the Association of Trustees or NCVO or Nova Wakefield. And it might be internal. So it might take the form, for example, of your treasurer sitting down with your new trustees to go through the finances. Your new trustees are at least going to want to spend time with the chair and potentially with other trustees. And they're going to want to meet with key staff to hear about what their roles are, what their concerns are, and so on. If they're not already familiar with the organisation's services, they're certainly going to want to visit them. And then you are going to want to explain all sorts of things about the organisation, its history, its current work, its current challenges and priorities, any acronyms people are going to need to get to grips with, key stakeholders, and the external environment. So, for example, if your charity is working on homelessness, what is happening in the external environment that might influence that work? You will, of course, want a pack of documents. Now, this is what charities do quite often do for trustee induction is just send some documents and leave it at that. And you can decide what you want to include in that pack, but it's likely to include your strategy, if you have one, your governing document or documents, recent minutes from board meetings, any policies, and then financial information and your annual report and accounts. And finally, make sure that you signpost trustees to other sources of guidance and support. So, for example, the Charity Commission for England and Wales, any other regulators you might have, like the CQC or Ofsted, and the Charity Governance Code.